Hello, my name is Jared Nation.
I'm Rory Gilliland.
And I'm Jacob Adams.
We're all students at The Ohio State University for engineering. I'm currently a prospective computer science engineering student.
I am in the pre-major for electrical and computer engineering.
And I'm an engineering undecided at the moment.
So we had a software design project, and for our software, we decided to make two different card games. We made the game War and the slightly more complex game of Blackjack.
We think some of the interested parties in a game like Blackjack without gambling could possibly be airlines flying to Vegas.
We think that the reason that the airlines would be interested in Blackjack is because it would give the chance for passengers to practice playing Blackjack before getting to Vegas and having to bet money on it.
So those are our games, and here's a short demonstration of how they work.
The rules of Blackjack are simple. The point of the game is to see whether you or the dealer can get closer to 21 without going over. In order to start a new game, you will click the New Game button. It will load your cards, which have an intrinsic value. A 5 and a 10 will be equal to 15. A queen, king, or jack is equal to 10, and an ace will be either a 1 or 11, depending on which you want. If you want another card, you will hit the hit button to receive another card. If you would not like to hit anymore, you hit stay. Now, if you go over 21, then you bust and then you lose. If the dealer, in this case, has a 21, which is a blackjack and 2 cards, which means that he wins. If a tie is under 21, then it is just a tie. If a tie is at 21, but one person got there in 2 cards rather than 3 or so, then the 2 cards win. That's considered a blackjack. If both of you bust, then the dealer will win. If you would like to play a new game, you click the New Game button.
All right, so right now we're just going to go over some of the basics of how the code worked. So to start, instead of just trying to do it all at once, I decided to first just implement code without a graphical user interface or a GUI. So just trying to be able to make it work with just simple display or just to the command window. So the first thing I did was I made a random deck by using just a random permutation function to make a matrix of 52 cards, and then those cards would be dealt to each player and remove it from the deck as it would go. And then so I had a different function to draw cards and stuff. And so after that, then I needed to find a way to find the value of a card, because you couldn't just check the value of a 36 because that's not a card number. I ended up using a remainder to find what the remainder of it was and use that remainder. So that was right here. Use the remainder to check the function, and then also check to see if it was a face card. If it was face card, set its value to 10. And then if it was if the remainder was a 1, so it would be an ace, I would set it to 11, and I'd made a flagger variable to notify that there was an ace present. So when you're finding the value of your entire hand, if it was over and you had an ace, it would actually go back through and check it again with a 1 to see if you busted still or not. Because if you had say you had an ace, a jack, and a 3, you would be busting if it was an 11. However, if it's a 1, you don't bust. So I implemented that. And then after that, I went over and started to make the GUI. So in order to do that, I used 3 different buttons and with the same, for the hit method, the staying, and to the new game. And all those do, or they just call these previous methods functions that I wrote for the other one of finding the value and drawing the card, and just implements the display aspect of them to display them how they would go. And doing some stuff with that. And then this also includes finding the winner with different if statements of comparing score. And this 1,000 right here, if your score is 1,000, that's just a little way to get around if it's a blackjack. As in, if you only use 2 cards to get 21, that ranks higher than other ones. So that's just a little bit of the basics of how the code works. Thank you.
Here we've got Blackjack running. Starts with no cards dealt. Click New Game to begin the game. We've got 20. The dealer has 8 showing and 1 card hidden here. So we'll take that. It's a safe bet, and we'll stay on 20. And we won. In this case, we won because the dealer stopped at 18, but we also could have won had the dealer hit another time and busted. Had the dealer hit one more time and gotten a 3, we would have lost. So let's try another example. Here we've got a jack and a 10. The dealer has a jack and a hidden card. Once again, we're at 20, so we're going to stay. And once again, the dealer stopped at 18. So we win again. King and a hidden card. We've got 14. We're going to hit. Now we're at 18. Normally we would want to stay. We'll hit again, see what happens. 24. So we busted. We can't hit anymore. We're going to stay. And they had 20. So we lose. In this example, we are already at 21. So we stay and we win.